Hi Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for the month of December, and this will be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hold on, let me fix this. When I was meditating on your energy earlier, I wasn't picking up on anything necessarily heavy, but I did get this feeling in my stomach, kind of like butterflies. So some of you are stepping onto some type of path, or you're making some type of decision that makes you feel very nervous, but I felt like it was nervous in a good way. It's like that fear that you feel right before you're about to have some type of breakthrough, or before you make that major life decision that you've been putting off, and you know that there are good things on the other side of that decision. It was like that type. Those type of butterflies. Or it could be that some of you have actually met someone and you're starting to develop feelings for them, and that's what I was picking up on. So it's a couple different energies. So let's see. Oh, and I'll also be doing, I don't know if I said this, but I'll also be doing an extended video after this one. So make sure you check the description box down below when you are finished watching. So let's see, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you in the past position. Seven of Cups, confusion. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Cups is also coming up in the reverse, and that came out earlier when I was shuffling for you. So with this being in the past position, I feel like a lot of you were very determined to let your past go. Some of you could have been stuck on a past situation for quite some time, and eventually you just got sick of it, or just got old, and then you decided to shift your focus more onto yourself and onto your future. So that's positive. But then we have the Seven of Cups coming up. So I feel like even though a lot of you made the conscious decision to change your focus and to really focus on your future, you're still feeling kind of confused, because it's like when you let go of things, people, situations that consumed your life for so long, it can start to feel kind of even more hectic when you cut them off, because now you have all these different paths that you can take and you're not sure which one is the right for you. Especially if you were stuck in a situation where, you know, you chose to be in that situation with a person, or you chose to be in contact, or to stick around with certain people that you know weren't treating you well. That kind of breaks the trust that you have with yourself. And so moving forward, it becomes hard to make decisions, because it's like, okay, I made the decision to invest in that person or in that situation before, and I got nothing out of it. You see how it turned out. So now it's like your brain is kind of like, okay, I don't really trust you to make decisions, to make the right decisions for us here forward. So you are kind of confused because of that. So you're not really trusting your own judgment, and you're not really seeing which path that you want to take. But I feel like this is more of, I'm picking up that this could be also like an identity crisis. Like you just don't know exactly who you want to be. And again, that goes along with you kind of purging your past and kind of wiping the slate clean. What a lot of people don't realize and understand is that once that slate is clean, it can be very overwhelming, because now it's like you can be whoever you want to be. You can become the person that you want to become, and that's nerve-wracking, because now if things go wrong, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself, if that makes sense. So like I said, some type of like identity crisis, being afraid to step into who you truly are, being afraid to become the best version of yourself. I know a lot of people, they fear failure. Like they stay stuck in certain situations because they don't want to fail. But on the flip side of it, some people stay stuck in situations because they're afraid of success. Like they're afraid to become the best version of themselves, because then they know that that comes with a lot of maintenance. It's like once you level up and you become who you really are destined to be, it's like you can't really slack off anymore. You can't really make any reckless decisions, because then you'll feel even more disappointed in yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people don't even try to climb that ladder, because they know once they reach a certain point, they have to keep going and there's no going back. So to give you a specific example, let's say you wanted to start a business, and it's like you know that this business is going to be successful, and you can just feel it. Especially with you being a Sagittarius. Sagittarians tend to be a lot more lucky than other people. Well, I guess, yeah, lucky. I wouldn't really call it luck. It's just kind of like when you have a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising sign, or Venus sign, you do tend to just kind of cross paths or attract the right people at the right time, and it just kind of happens out of nowhere. So I feel like you know that if you were to start, like going back to the example, if you were to start a business or something, you know that it would be successful, and that frightens you because then you would have to upkeep the business. You would have to be diligent. You would have to be consistent with it, and that kind of locks you in. And Sagittarians like that freedom. Like they like freedom to kind of just roam around and do whatever they want. They don't really like to be stuck in like a contract. So I feel like for a lot of you, that's what this is. It's like you're afraid to level up or become this best version of yourself, because then you feel like you're not really free to make mistakes anymore. And that's a bit overwhelming and scary. So the Six of Pentacles is also here in reverse. So this talks about an imbalance. Because this is in the past, I'm thinking that you were coming to the realization of how imbalanced your life actually was, like how much you were giving and not receiving, how much you were putting your effort into things that were just leaving you in a very confused type of headspace. So I feel like with this being in the past position, you have come to that realization already, and that's why you are determined to step on this new path and to balance things out, to only invest in things or people or situations that are going to invest in you. Now the trick is to figure out exactly what it is that you want to pursue and what you want to invest in. So that is the energy for the past. Let's pull for the present. The World card. And the Hermit card. Okay. So, and the Nine of Cups is in, I don't know, every time I start reading tarot, my nose starts getting itchy. The Nine of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So the Nine of Cups talks about you really going after the things that you want or desire in life, really figuring out the things that make you feel whole, the things that make you feel complete. And as you can see in this card, this is one person here. So this is not like you searching for a relationship that makes you feel complete, or you searching for fame or a certain amount of money. It's like you really searching within for things that genuinely will bring you happiness and emotional fulfillment. And that's the thing about the Sagittarius sign as well. It's like Sagittarians are natural born leaders. Like they're able to lead people in the right direction, and they enjoy doing that, and they're not usually in it for the fame. Like some signs, they like to be in the spotlight, they like to be in it for the fame. But for you, for Sagittarians, you just kind of do it because you want to see people do well, you want to see people prosper. So it's now time to turn that energy onto yourself and want to see yourself succeed just as much as you want to see other people succeed. So really, it's really time to get in touch with, like I said, your inner dialogue that's telling you exactly where you need to go. It's like getting in touch with that internal compass that tells you whether to go north, east, south, or west, and then making the conscious decision to get on that path and stay on that path. Because also with Sagittarians, you know, you tend to can be a bit flighty, not really wanting to commit to one thing, but you're needing to. It's like if you really want to be successful emotionally, financially, in anything in life, it's going to take discipline, and it's going to take consistency. So I feel like that's something that some of you are needing to take into consideration or needing to embody. So the World card is also here in the reverse, and the Hermit card. So looks like a lot of you are in isolation right now, or you're kind of closed off from the world, closed off from people in your environment because you just need time to think and to heal. And if that doesn't apply to you, you may want to consider doing that. I feel like some of you are needing to do a lot of soul searching, like a lot of deep inner child work, like shadow work. Like you're needing to really get in touch with yourself. I also feel like this Hermit card, we see with the lantern that he's holding up, I feel like it's a very bizarre message, but I feel like the lantern that he's holding up, it's like he's trying to feel his way through, this is you, energy. It's like you're trying to feel your way through the darkness. So some of you could be going through a dark night of the soul type of situation, and you're just trying to feel your way through step by step, and you're trying to keep the faith and stay optimistic the way a Sagittarius would. But with this World card being here, it's like you're stuck. And I feel like basically, because what I'm getting from the World card is like you not embracing your talents, you not really acknowledging the things that are good about you or the gifts that you have been given, like your natural born talents and abilities, and you're not really utilizing them to the best of your ability. So some of you are like hiding yourself from the world when you're supposed to be more in the spotlight, or putting yourself out there more, networking more, going after the things that you want more, like really embracing your talents and your gifts. But some of you are not doing that. because you could be in this kind of dark headspace where you feel kind of fearful. So I feel like it's a transitional period that a lot of you are in. In relation to love, I feel like, some of you with the Hermit card being here, you could have been dealing with a Virgo that you feel like you just can't, sorry, my phone's ringing out. Get that later. You just feel like you can't get through to this person. And if it's not a Virgo, it's someone with Virgo energy who is very like kind of closed off. They're very analytical. They stay in their head. They don't really open up and tell you what's going on with them. And you kind of feel like you are going round and round in a circle with this person, and you just want to close this cycle out, is what I'm seeing. So I'm not sure, when I was reading the past cards, I'm not sure if I gave you the love messages. I feel like I gave you the general messages, but going back to the past cards, for people who have been feeling like this in their love life, who've been feeling this energy of confusion and chaos, and you feeling imbalanced because you're putting in effort, but you're just being left in a state of confusion, or you're being left feeling like an option, it's like you know that it's time to let that go. And I feel like some of you could have let that go because that's in the past position. So, yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the future. Yeah, and for those of you who are dealing with someone who has that Virgo energy or that Hermit energy that just won't open up, it's time to close that cycle as well. Because that's just the energy that I'm getting from that. I'm getting very stuck energy. Like this person's nowhere near close to even opening up. And remember that that's not personal. For those of you who that applies to, it's not really personal when someone behaves that way. It's a defense mechanism because of things that they've been through in the past. So it's not really your job to give your all and to deplete yourself and to drain yourself trying to get this person to open up, or trying to help this person build security or self-confidence that they are just lacking. You can't help people at your own expense. Like, you can't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And I feel like that's what a lot of you have been going through. So in December, we have the Chariot in reverse, and we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Again, needing to really reevaluate exactly where you are going, because the Chariot card means a standstill. So I feel like a lot of you are in this standstill only because you don't have a destination. It's like you get in the car, but you don't know exactly where you're going, so you just sit there. So a lot of you are needing to really choose a destination, choose a goal, like choose a target so that you can aim at it and hit it. If you don't have a target, then you're just kind of shooting blindly and you don't know which direction to go in. So you need to really get very specific in the month of December. And with the Four of Pentacles here, this talks about letting things go. Because with it in the upright, it's someone who is holding on to things extremely tightly to the point where you see his hands are taken up, his feet, his head. It's like he can't even move. Like, he has no room to even move anywhere or to invest in anything else because he's holding on to certain things so tightly. He's holding on to these things so tightly that he cherishes and that he values. But when it's in the reverse, that means that you're needing to let go of these things. Even if you do value them or you see them as valuable, if they are bombarding your energy to the point where you cannot move forward, or to the point where you're staying stuck with this Chariot in reverse, then it's time to let them go, because they're blocking your path. They're blocking you from going forward, especially if this is a person with this Hermit energy. Because I'm picking up like there's some of you are dealing with a person who just wants you to, it's like they want you to stay stuck. Like they purposely close off for you to stay stuck. Like they enjoy keeping you in that state of confusion because they know that you're going to keep on giving and keep on giving. And because you're a Sagittarius and you're so optimistic, it's like you think to yourself, okay, I'm just going to keep on because I know that we're meant to be, or I know this is going to get somewhere. It's like you have this image of what you want it to be in your mind. And it's very interesting because Sagittarius energy is usually about like kind of free flowing. When a Sagittarius is bored with something or with someone, they'll just keep it moving. But it's like this situation is stuck. I feel like some of you have Pisces heavily in your chart for some reasons, what I'm picking up. But yeah, there's something in your chart, probably a lot of fixed energy in your chart possibly, that keeps you stuck. And this person knows that you're stuck, or they know that when they don't open up or they keep you in a state of confusion that you remain stuck. This could be a person, family members, friends, anything in life that wants to keep you held back because you're in a state of confusion. Confusion always means you're on the wrong path, always. Because when you're on the right path, you have peace and you have clarity. Even if you are fearful of that path, you still have that peace and that clarity, and you know you're going in the right direction. So confusion is always a huge red flag, and feeling like you're being taken advantage of, but you're not really sure, you're confused about it, huge red flag. So yeah, the month of December should be dedicated to just clearing out any leftover, this sounds harsh, but this is what I'm hearing, trash. It's like taking out the trash once and for all before 2019 comes in. You don't want to bring in 2019 with old bags of trash in your house. You want to clean up your house, take the trash out, and bring in the new year with fresh energy. And if anybody gets left behind, then that's just, they were just meant to stay back there. So let's pull for your future position, and we're going to clarify these in the extended. The Ten of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Okay. So we're going to clarify these in the extended, the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The Ten of Cups to me usually talks about coming out of an illusion or out of some type of fantasy, some type of like dreamland. Not always a pleasant card, but I would have to really tap into it in the extended to tell you what it's fully about. And then the Ace of Cups talks about new beginnings, new emotional offers, but again I'll have to tap into it to really give you the full messages. So we will look at that in the extended, and I will also be doing a second spread in the extended. What is the spread called? Let's see. It's called the monthly check-in tarot spread. So I'm doing 2 spreads in the extended, so I will link that down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you over on Vimeo.